Today we are going to look at an amazing character. And why is Emily amazing? Well, you better make sure to watch this video as I'm going to say everything that makes her good and also the bits that make her bad. We are going to be going over heart events, the best gifts to give Emily, her schedule and more. So let's see what she's like, shall we? Hey everyone, my name is Will and I am a variety streamer over at twitch.tv/WillTheisHere. And today is the day we talk about Emily. Now Emily is the villager who works at the saloon with Gus. You can normally find her there. Emily lives at 2 Willow Lane with her sister Hayley, and she is mates with Sandy, Gus and Clint. Although Clint might want to be a little more than just friends. And that is where you come in. You come and watch this guide, romance Emily, and make sure Clint is friend zoned forever. Now you have ruined Clint's life, we can talk more about Emily. She loves a tailor, and you can use the sewing machine in her room once you get some cloth. Her birthday is on the 27th of spring, and like I said, you can marry Emily, so you better get ready to give her some gifts. And as always, there are timestamps in the description if you want to skip to a certain section, but there is loads of information here, so I would recommend watching it all. So, if we want to ruin any chance Clint has of Emily, we need to get her to like you instead of him. God, this is so sad for Clint. And remember, I will be covering Emily's schedule later on in the video, so you'll also know where to find her. But anyway, Emily loves a lot of things, so it's very easy to get her a loved gift. She loves amethyst, aquamarine, cloth, emerald, jade, ruby, survival burger, topaz, wool, and all the universal loves. As you can see, it's going to be easy to give Emily a loved gift. She loves a lot of the gems and minerals you get from mining, so if you have any spare, which you will, you can get a great loved gift for Emily. Now she also likes some easy to obtain items if you don't have enough gems or minerals to gift, and these are daffodil, quartz and all the universal likes, excluding fish taco, fried eel, ice cream, maki roll, rice pudding, salmon dinner, spicy eel and sashimi. Luckily, all the universal likes Emily doesn't like are just the cooked items, so don't give any cooked foods to her. But you should have loads of quartz spare to gift her, and even if you have no mining resources at all, you can give her the daffodils you foraged in spring. So now you have stolen Emily from Clint and married her, it's time to reap the rewards. So what does Emily give you after all the hard work to marry her? Well, Emily gives a lot, so get ready. On rainy mornings, Emily can give you cloth, wool, duck feather, refined quartz and bean hot pot. Now these are okay gifts, but not amazing. Everything she gives is kind of useless once you are later into the game, which you will be by the time you're marrying someone unless you are a cool speedrunner. The bean hot pot gives a boost to max energy and magnetism though. So as a push you could use it in the mines, although I would not recommend it. And if it's a rainy night, Emily can give you rice pudding, blackberry tart, cookie and chocolate cake. Again, these are quite useless with no stat boost at all. The best food here is the chocolate cake and the rice pudding a close second. And finally, on days when Emily's in the farmhouse, she gives cloth, wool, duck feather, refined quartz, bean hot pot, coffee and omnigeodes. Again, like all the other gifts, these are mostly useless, with 2 exceptions. The coffee is always useful for the speed boost, as it is a must late game, and the omnigeodes are very cool. You could use them to get a treasure trove, or break them open with the chance to get some minerals, artifacts, or even a prismatic shard, although it's only a 1 in 250 chance. And if you want to flex, you can get the magic turban or the cowboy hat from the desert trader. And if you want to flex on the people you know, you should watch my video on Abigail to learn how to marry her as she is the best villager. Sorry Emily. And if you like these videos, maybe consider subscribing for more villager overviews. Make sure to also leave a like and comment too if you enjoyed the video, as the engagement really helps me, so it would mean a lot. Also, I will reply to every single comment, so make sure to leave one to test it. And finally, if you like my content, maybe check out my Twitter and Twitch. I stream quite regularly on Twitch, and my Twitter is just filled with jokes of various degrees of humour, and you can find the links to them in the description. And now it's time for a new section. It's all about the post. And don't worry, the heart events are coming just after this. If you don't know, some villagers can send you items in the post. You can get these items as long as you have more than 1 heart of the person, and the more hearts you have, the more likely you are to get something. So the items Emily can send you are cloth, wool and sea urchins. And these aren't amazing gifts, but if you like tailoring then the cloth might be nice, and in the early game the sea urchins can be good to sell, but later game these are quite useless. But you know what's not useless at all? That's right, heart events. Alright, calm down everyone. Let's see where Emily's heart events are then. At 2 hearts, you just need to enter Emily's house. At 4 hearts, you need to enter town on a sunny day, and this heart event can't be done in winter. At 6 hearts, you need to enter Emily's house when she's there. When you reach 8 hearts, you have a fun one. You need to wait for a letter from Emily and then meet her at the mayor's house. When you reach 10 hearts, you need to wait for another letter, and once you get this, you need to meet Emily in the secret woods, meaning you need an iron axe, after 10 PM on a day when it isn't raining. And finally, when you reach 14 hearts, you need to exit the farmhouse between 5 AM and 8:20. This will trigger a cutscene with Emily when she asks you to get her 200 fibre. Once you give her the 200 fibre, you need to wait 3 days and then leave the farmhouse again between 8 PM and midnight, and then you'll get your reward. Now the last one sounds interesting, doesn't it? I guess you have to marry her to find out what she gives you. And now it's time for the creepy section. It's schedule time. Emily has quite an easy schedule to remember as she is mostly just working in the saloon, but here is a quick breakdown. Most days you'll be able to find Emily in her house until 12 PM, and then she goes to the saloon to work. On Tuesdays, she goes to Pierre's shop for her aerobics class, then goes to the saloon at 4 PM, and on Fridays after the community centre is restored, she can be found there, and then at the saloon from 3:30 and onwards. And that's it. As you can see, it's very easy to find Emily, and it's always good to go into the saloon on the weekends, as there are normally loads of villagers there to give gifts to. And that is everything. You are now an expert on Emily. Make sure to let me know in the comments if you're going to try and marry her, and good luck if you do. Emily isn't the best villager, but she is very easy to find and likes a lot of common items from your farm, so she is a good choice if you want to marry a villager quickly. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to check out my other videos on the villagers and maybe subscribe too, as it really helps me out. But I'll see you all later. Goodbye.